rocking with pettyblog.com.
It's your boy Silk D-O-double-G, and you are now watching the Petty Blog.
I can't be on the Petty Blog.
Petty and T. I was so dumb.
Petty.
So they already know that I'm dropping the T. Okay, so let's get into this story verbatim. And child, it's kind of long, and even though I hate reading, y'all know I got y'all. So here we go. It's titled, "My son is Beyonce's half-brother and wonders why she doesn't love him." And it says, "The boy just wants to be loved." Not the boy just wants to be loved, spelled B-E-Y. That's funny. But anyway, okay, so while his big sister's buzzing around the globe on her Renaissance World Tour, Beyonce's 13-year-old half-brother, who spent his formative years living in a trailer with mom Alexandra Wright, questions why the "Why Don't You Love Me" singer won't show him any affection. I'm sorry, y'all. I have some laughing gas. Not "Why Don't You Love Me," I'm sorry, but I digress. Why don't you love me? Questions why the "Why Don't You Love Me" singer won't show him any affection, claims the teen's mother. He asks, "Why doesn't that person love me?" Wright, 52, who lives in California, told the son of her son, Nixon, who she shares with Beyonce's father and ex-manager Matthew Knowles, 71. Nixon has never had the luxury of being a normal child, Wright, an LA-based businesswoman, continued. Being related to someone famous smothers kids like him and they lose their identity. I sit in the bathroom and cry sometimes because I just don't know how to help him be his own person. Representatives for Beyonce, 41, did not immediately respond to the post's request for comment. Wright, a former public relations representative for Microsoft, met Knowles in Seattle, Washington while brokering a business deal for Beyonce in 2007. Oh wow. He said, "I'm going to stay in Seattle until you agree to have a drink with me," recalled Wright, and he stayed for 2 or 3 weeks until finally I said fine. Soon after becoming acquainted, the pair embarked on an affair amid Knowles' 31-year marriage to Beyonce's mother, Tina, 69. Throughout their nearly 2-year relationship, Wright says she didn't feel guilty for sleeping with a married man. "I was not conflicted about the situation because his marriage was not a functioning marriage," she insisted. "I don't think he told his family about me," said Wright, admitting she mistook Knowles' persistent advances for true love. It was a complex situation, and the family structure had been fractured for a long time. But how is that your business? But anyway, Wright became pregnant with Nixon in May 2009. He was born in February 2010, and a March 2010 DNA test proved that Knowles was, in fact, the boy's father. She said she ended her relationship with Knowles just before the music mogul who masterminded 90s girl group Destiny's Child was fired as his powerhouse daughter's manager in early 2011. Wright claimed that the father-daughter duo's professional parting of ways occurred after a financial audit prompted accusations of misappropriated funds against Knowles. "We had joint credit cards and bank accounts, and after the audit started, he just cut them off and said I left him and he didn't ever expect me to make that choice. I ended it because I'm better than that." A years-long $250,000 child support dispute left Wright bankrupt and without a roof over her head. Knowles does not pay child support and has never met Nixon. Through the help of a homeless charity, she and the Tot temporarily resided in a 2-bedroom mobile home before ultimately moving in with friend and Moesha actress Shar Jackson. Oh wow, that's pretty nice. While homeless, Wright claims she was also forced to hide her identity for fear of receiving death threats from die-hard Beyonce buffs. Knowles and his wife officially divorced in November 2011, and Wright says Beyonce makes a thinly veiled reference to her parents' tumultuous split in the 2014 revenge anthem Ring Off. "If you listen to Ring Off, it's the story," said Wright, suggesting the ditty's lyrics eerily reflect the damage she likely caused to Tina and Matthew Knowles' marriage. "It's not for me, but I know the timing," said Wright. "I was inside." On the track, featured on the 32-time Grammy winner's Beyonce album, Queen Bee commends her embattled mother for leaving a toxic marriage, singing in part, "You had enough and you took that ring off. So tired of the lies and trying, fighting, crying. You had enough and you took that ring off." Wright says the song makes her weep. Right. "When I listen to it, I have goosebumps and tears," she revealed. "It makes me cry for them because everyone is in pain and there has been so much sadness." Her heartache for B, however, pales in comparison to the agonizing pity she feels for Nixon, who's hopelessly estranged from his break my soul booming big sis. Beyonce is a billionaire and just bought the most expensive house in California 10 miles from where we live, said Wright of the $200 million, 40,000 square foot Malibu estate the icon purchased with husband Jay-Z, 53, for their family of 5 in May. Not you focused on her pockets. But no, there has not been any contact, she said. But in the case of her boy, Wright believes he will inevitably form a bond with Beyonce online. Not online. I think they will find a way to open up and have that conversation, she said, pointing to popular social media platforms as a possible space for connecting. They have Snapchat and all that. Her wishful thinking for sibling solidarity aside, Wright admittedly struggles to shield Nixon from the reality that his honorable half-sister is of the affluent haves while he's on the less fortunate have-nots. I tell him fame does not equal happiness, so never covet what someone else has, said Wright. However, she concedes that it's difficult for the boy to ignore the stark contrast between his indulgences, such as a cherished $300 Nintendo Switch game system, and the opulent luxuries enjoyed by niece Blue Ivy, 11, who was gifted a $64,000 diamond-encrusted Barbie for her first birthday. It's hard to see people living as billionaires, continued Wright, CEO of Global Collective. At the dawn of 2023, she purchased a 5-bedroom Los Angeles abode for herself and Nixon. What does that kid think when I am working 16 hours a day and trying to get accounts paid? She questioned. How does it feel? I mean, he won't be the only kid who parents work all day, I'm just saying. But yeah. Nixon also contends with the pangs of being publicly recognized as the irreplaceable Chantos relative, whatever, I probably said that wrong, but privately disconnected from the living legend per his mom. People will ask him straight up at school, "Are you the brother?" said Wright. Whatever they can Google, they will ask him directly. She lamented of the youth's nosy classmates, adding, even the grown-ups will take pictures of him. It's hard for him to comprehend, said Wright. He's a quiet kid and very reserved. And when it comes to his celebrated sis, the concerned mom isn't looking for a monetary handout, just love for Nixon. I think Beyonce is a lovely person, and she has never done anything to harm me. I don't want anything from them. I just want my son to be free and to have a happy life. Wow, that was a lot to take in, and although I feel for the boy that he wants a connection with his sister, how come she left out so long? Like what? That's crazy. And what the mom should be more worried about is why hasn't Matthew ever met his son? Shaking my head. Like he didn't create himself. Regardless of what you got going on with his mother, you need to step up to your responsibilities. The deadbeat behavior is wild amongst these men these days, and you would think at 71 they know better. But with a lot of men, their age changes, but they don't. But what are y'all thinking? We really want to know, so leave your thoughts below, like and share this video, subscribe to this channel, and if you haven't done so yet, be sure to hit that bell to join the notification gang. PettyBlog.com signing out.